In July 2012, Magnified Learning delivered a one-week experiential learning program called Step Up for Success for 12 employees from different business units across the Legal and General Group. Each of the employees was required to mentor and manage a team of 5 young consultants to research and identify 5 workable recommendations on how Legal and General should make use of social media. In all, 60 young consultants from 2 schools worked with the 12 mentors at L&G's Kingswood and Cardiff offices. So why did L&G launch Step Up for Success?
I'm very concerned about the employment prospects for young people, given the state of the economy and the lack of connection that there seems to be and lack of confidence there seems to be on the part, firstly, of the children themselves, future employees, but also of potential employers. What I wanted to do was to just break down those barriers, restore those connections, to give confidence to both sides so that these opportunities could be created.
We have a digital board. It's recognised at a digital board level that social media is something we need to look at. But at a more local and granular level, I have a working party, mainly at the moment consisting of online marketeers, because they're closer to engaging with what we do with social media at the moment, so it's a good starting point. Some areas we're looking at the moment, but there are a lot that we don't have the insight on, and this is why we want to engage with the younger student sort of generation, really, because they are the digital age. So that was really a knowledgeable aspect for me to go through.
This is very typical of Legal in General. We don't just write cheques, we identify the issue. If it's socially important, it's something we should take an interest in, we try and get involved across the company, roll our sleeves up, contribute, but also learn and develop ourselves through a connection with that issue and the people affected by the issue.
So why did the L&G employees take part in Step Up for Success?
I guess I've been at Legal and General a long time. I've been here 22 years. I thought I needed to challenge myself, take myself out of my comfort zone, think about how I manage people, am I doing the right things? And from the perspective of working with you on money, I just really enjoyed working with the students, and I thought as this was a pilot, it would be a really good opportunity to get involved at the early stages and make a difference, really.
I wanted to do something different. So for me it was, my initial goal was personal fulfilment. I've got a lot more out of it through the week with these guys, but that's why I initially put my name forward.
I saw the opportunity on the internet and I just had to go for it. I thought it would allow me to develop my skills, understand my strengths and obviously develop my weaknesses.
I guess for me it was just about making the most of the opportunity that I've got here. You know, I've done a few different things, done money, I'm doing some work for the Olympics in the summer, so this was just another thing to get involved in, to broaden my experience, learn some new skills about myself and take advantage of what's on offer. Because I think I went into it kind of thinking it would be more about what the students get out of it, and don't get me wrong, they've got a lot out of it, but I think I've got just as much, if not more, than them. So that's been the biggest plus for me, is the amount that I've got out of it for myself.
Magnified Learning designed the program specifically around the 6 behaviours central to Legal and General's performance management framework. For example, leading like you mean it.
On a personal level, I have pushed myself to you know, it's been harder than actually working. You know, I've just pushed my limits on lots of different levels, really. You know, digging deep when people's energies levels are down, trying to, you know, get them back up again and motivate the people and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely exceeded my expectations.
I became so passionate about their success, I almost question if I'm in the right career now, because this really drove me to do 17-hour days, to go way beyond doing my normal job, and I really cared about them, and I'm going to miss them next week. That was my team. I still feel slightly now like, where have they gone?
I've had some trying times, but it's been so good, and just showing the students that I really cared and I was really passionate and they really mattered, and I was getting absolutely nothing out of it except to see their development, and it really made such a massive difference. And that felt amazing this afternoon when it all came out and I spoke to their parents, because obviously I don't think the students were going to be honest with me, but I spoke to their parents and they were all just so pleased with the development they've seen through the week, not just this afternoon. Yeah, I mean, it's been amazing. I've learned such a lot.
Connecting with customers.
For me, it's about understanding who our customers are more. I think I said earlier when we were doing the wrap-up session that for me, I've always focused on people that we already have, so anyone that's got our products, but actually customers means a lot more. It's all the people that we influence, all the potential customers that are out there, and actually working with these guys, obviously, you know, we've worked out that they are going to be the next generation of customers, colleagues, and if we can't engage with how they see the world and how they communicate with each other, then we've got no chance of, you know, we're going to be left behind.
Yeah.
We're going to have no future customers, and the people we work with, we weren't going to get the best out of them because we don't understand them.
No. And I think we have to recognise that, you know, we talk about research. I mean, the reason I often are involved in research when we talk about products and launching new products to the market. And I think the thing is we see it as a big expense because it is a big investment, but we don't really, I don't think, recognise what we're getting out of it. And I think for me, the thing I've learnt this week is actually this is the best research you'll ever get. You know, getting these guys to think about it from their perspective and then feed that back is the best research we can have.
Taking a wider interest.
From a management perspective, I think they get a lot of learning from it as well. The experiences that they all have, I mean, the wide breadth of experiences, they all work in different areas, certainly would have helped their coaching their groups. And steering them in the right direction. I think as we saw, they all got a lot out of it as well and learnt an incredible deal as well.
One of the things that came out is we're quite introspective in that we're quite in a little bubble. We know what we're doing, we kind of go along doing it.
Do our jobs.
And we don't really think outwardly. We're very introspective and we think about ourselves and what we're doing. We don't really go out and go, do you know what would that personal group think over there?
As I've made these links with other people that I don't normally work with, I want to keep the links and share ideas. And
that will help us prevent us from just falling back into the old routine, forgetting about it.
Yeah, I think
so. Regularly getting together and re-energising ourselves, actually. You know, that's a new network we've created and a new sort of enthusiasm for what we do.
It's really interesting, some of the comments, both from interviewers, so the interviews who came to us and told us things about Legal in General. It's amazing how many of them, despite how long they've worked with Legal in General, didn't know about some of the stuff we're doing. So that means even some of the really good things we're doing in little pockets, we're not sharing with the people
we don't share our successes and what we're doing.
Finally, how did the participants rate Step Up for Success as a learning and development experience?
10 out of 10. Couldn't be better.
Yeah, I think it's the behaviours. We've been using them in Legal in General for 12 months, but I think it refocuses the mind on our own development, on personal development, on all sorts of levels, really. I think it's been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, brilliant.
Personal development definitely has been interesting, and I'd rate it for anyone who wants to set themselves a challenge, learn something new about themselves. But what I've learned about other people, how other people can develop, and how other people manage development and lead teams, it's been invaluable. It's been a top-rate learning experience for me.
For me, it's the best thing I've ever achieved in my personal life. You know, single greatest achievement, stands out. You know, head and shoulders above anything else. And you know, I can use it now in future job applications, interviews, things like that. I can say, you know, and it's probably something different because I think people always expect you to talk about, you know, projects that you've achieved or promotions that you've got, but this is something completely different to say, well, this is what I did, but if you link it back to all the personal development that you've got out of it, that's something, you know, that can make you stand out from other people.
Yeah, it was when Matt said it today when he stood up and said it's the best thing that's ever happened to me in my work. I was thinking, absolutely, I couldn't agree more because
nothing else you can compare it to or hold it up
against. It is
against.
off the scale, isn't it? It's just better than everything else we've done.